Hello, my beautiful friends. We are here in November of 2024. Um, does it boggle your brain? Because it does mine. And let's see what we've got in store. As I've been doing the last few months, I've pre-shuffled for us just to save you some time, so you don't have to go through the whole thing that I go through. um, and what I've got is we've got our overall for the month. This is, right, our love and relationship, which is, it can be family, it can be friend, it can be romantic partnership. It's generally whatever is renting space in the front of your mind, whoever, right? But your relationships, it can even be business relationships. So just paying attention to what shows up for you. And then we have passion and purpose, right? Which is what we seek to do in this world, what fulfills us. And then, of course, our spirituality and growth, how we're constantly growing into the next version of ourselves. And with these ones this month, this is where the energy is grounded for each of these. Okay. And then we come down here, right? And we're going to get the guidance and advice for each one. Okay. So that's how we're doing it this month. Um, why don't we just get right to it? How do you feel about that? So let's see. We've got 8 of Cups showing up for overall, which is interesting because that one was upside down, right? And generally 8 of Cups would be more of an energy of walking away from something. We have the Lovers, okay? And we have Strength. So overall, this could be walking away from someone or something that we love, having the strength to do that. Um, this has been there's been a lot of breakdown energy. If you've been following along, October was supposed to, help you start to see things a little bit more clearly, things falling into place. And hopefully that happened for you. And it looks like as we get that clarity, we still have some work to do, right? Maybe walking away from, or maybe, and again, it, and I say this just because my own personal thing that came up today was about not making it so black or white. um it doesn't have to be all or nothing choices, but perhaps there's aspects of something where you're walking away from, or you're evaluating where your energy is being drained, or maybe you're not being heard. Yeah, there's something. So let's see what's showing up here with the rest of it. All right. Okay, so in love and relationships, I'm seeing some purification. Okay, emotional cleansing, rejuvenation. It it feels like there's going to be some sort of overhaul in this area. You are washing away what is not working for you. Again, this doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. Okay. This can be, hold on, a lot of stuff coming in all at once. I'm trying to filter it into one concise statement. This can be, this is more of a filtering, okay? A filtering, a that purification, that cleansing out. Discernment is another word I'm hearing, right? Clearing out the parts that aren't working. Um, it's not always about this doesn't work, I'm throwing it out. Now, of course, if we're in a toxic situation, always prioritize your safety first, whether that be emotional or physical safety, right? But sometimes this is just I need to hit the reset button in my relationship. Maybe I feel a little taken for granted. Maybe I'm feeling a little unheard. Maybe I'm feeling this or that. And taking that time to invest in another person, not assuming that they know what you're thinking, not assuming you know what they're thinking, being really clear, connecting in a different way, clearing the air, opening things up. And again, I think I say this every month. Some of our greatest growth happens in relationships. And again, that doesn't have to be romantic partnership. That can be business relationships, coworkers, that can be friends, families, right? Again, if it's somebody you pass by in the street, whatever, who cares? You're not invested, It's the people that you love, the people that you do your everyday with, that you invest in. And that's what makes it more challenging because you got more skin in the game. And sometimes we move on autopilot and we let things go and we're like, yeah, 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 whatever, whatever, whatever. And those whatevers build up. Well, now it's time to clear things up. It's time to clean out, right? Clear the cobwebs within this area. Okay, and let's see what our guidance is showing us. If I can pick it up. Faith, trusting. And immediately what I'm hearing is trusting the other person. Trust them. Okay? Believe in them. Believe in their willingness to honor you. Gratitude. Um, I always say people often turn into Janet Jackson talking about what have you done for me lately? Right? It's easy to do. And sometimes we want to go back through our day to day, the little things, and have gratitude for those. Because all those little things sometimes escape our attention. We get used to them and we forget how amazing someone is because it's the everyday, it's the little stuff, but all that little stuff builds up. And then again, purify, right? So, yeah, we're really clearing out this area. Yeah. I'm just, I'm hearing like you've not been wanting to do this, but in investing this time to clear the air, you open things way up. Have faith in this person, okay? Appreciate all the things they bring to your life and honestly, bring that to the table when you're clearing things, okay? Bring that to the table. Remember to do that before you have this conversation, before you do, you know, whatever it is you're doing. Because remember, again, your relationships are very much about you and how you're treating yourself as well. So if there's something going on within your relationship, first pull out that mirror and see. I know it's a bitter pill. And see, how are you showing up and how would you like to work on yourself and how would you feel more fulfilled in caring for yourself before you even go to another person to meet your needs, right? You've got to meet them within yourself first. And yeah, that's where we want to do that before we go to the other person. Okay. All right. So let's move on. We've got passion and purpose, and the energy is grounded in moonlight, travel, romance, potential. Interesting. So that lunar energy, okay. Very yin, water-like, fluid. Okay. And this has been a big thing, is that going with the flow. Um, Ever since we moved into fall, which has actually been really interesting to me because typically fall is a very grounded earth season. Um, but we've been pushed to really go with the flow. And I think it was just recently we had that where, yes, we take that aligned action and then stop, sit back, and let the pieces fall as they may, reevaluate, and then take the next aligned action, right? Instead of the go, 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 So it looks like our energy is really in that fluidity. But what I like here, the word potential. A lot of things are opening up right now for you, my love. This is a really powerful season as far as all of the things that are going on around us. Um, Lots of things opening up. So let's see what they're telling us. Ooh, 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 ooh. We've got some fear to work out. Okay. Yeah, I know. It's been a day of being called out by the cards, I tell you what. So, um, what are you fearing? You're fearing something, okay? And that's causing the block. There's some worry, there's some fear, trust, I'm hearing. What if it doesn't work out? That only works out for other people, right? Am I on the right path? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Remember, whenever you're unsure, you always come back to the heart. Does it feel right? Then yeah, you're on the right path. There are no wrong steps. If it's for you, you will never miss it. Okay? Sometimes you think you're going in a certain direction, but it was just leading you somewhere else. You didn't realize that because the universe knows better than you do, and that's okay. Um, yeah, let's see. So really be aware of those little thoughts of any kind of fears that are showing up, and honestly maybe even do like a little ritual, write them down. And I don't know why, but I'm very much like on separate pieces of paper, roll them up and light them on fire. It's fall, it's a good time to have little fires. Yeah, there we go. Trust. Didn't I just say trust? Yeah, trust that everything is always happening for you, not to you. Trust that everything is falling into place, especially right now. I'm getting this is a big season of letting go of the wheel. Okay. Yeah, you can guide things, but not white knuckle grip things. Okay. Yeah, this fluidity again, I'm hearing this is a very fluid time in your passion and purpose. Let it flow. Let it flow. Don't try to force, stop, control, none of it. And I know that it's not my wheelhouse either. But the more you can let go, the more things are going to fall into place that much better for you. Okay? And let's move on. We've got spirituality and growth, and for some reason it's a twofold. So curious to see. Oh, look at that. It looks like I didn't even turn the card over. Sacred heart, right? Passion, love, spiritual communion, and reflection. Ooh, self-examination, distortion. Okay. Okay. So let me start with reflection. Um, what are the stories you're telling yourself? Because that's what I'm getting specifically on this. You're telling yourself something that may not be true, and it's holding you back. I mean, that's it. I was trying to look for a nicer way to say it, but that's it. It has been. It not it is, because right, that's we have free will, right? It has been holding you back. Okay. What is it? What is it? do your thing, journal, craft, dance around, whatever gets you in that state of awareness, of reflection, and understand, what are you telling yourself? Look for the messages, look for the little hints, look for the, oh my gosh, did I just think that? Where did that come from? And follow it back to where it came from. Um, Usually something from your childhood where you made something into a much bigger thing, because that's what children do, right? We're egocentric. Like that's all we know. And we end up creating this big belief about something and it really wasn't that big a deal, and that's okay. So with that, yeah, what are we doing here? With that reflection, we're opening the heart back up. Oh, huh. Once again, spiritual growth might be coming back over here to love and relationship. Um, this, this something in the heart you've been telling yourself. What have you been telling yourself? Something about maybe not deserving, never works out for me. What is it? And where did it come from? Forgive yourself, love yourself, release it, right? We're getting back to that, as you release it, that heart opens back up and it leaves space, right? It opens up the space to, oh, yeah, you're about to receive a whole lot more love than you've allowed yourself to receive in a long time, if ever. Okay? Wow. Yeah. So let it happen. Let that be. All right. Let's see what our yeah, the reflection of what wolf are you feeding? And that kind of comes back over here. I think it was the fear where, like I was saying, it doesn't work out. I think actually all of, wolf are you feeding? The lack wolf or the abundance wolf? Right? It never works out for me, or everything works out for me. I can't take a wrong step. My team is always there for me, or, oh, this again, like which way are you going? Which wolf are you feeding? Mm. And as we get to that, as we do that work, as we I can't say enough, get to the why, get to that, where did this come from? Because as usual, when you name it to tame it, it's not the big deal that it was. And generally what happens is, yes, you will still go back to that knee jerk reaction. You've created a behavior, right? This happens, I behave like this, here are the consequences, right? We've been doing this for a long time, sometimes decades. Now I get to the why. Where did this come from? And I'm like, oh, that was not a big deal. Okay. And you get that sense of freedom. Well, as this stuff shows up again, you might still have that initial knee jerk reaction, but now you go, oh, wait a second, right? You bring that awareness in and say, oh, this is coming from this over here, which I realized was not a big deal. I'm going to shift to this. Sometimes you catch it before you even act. Sometimes you don't, but that's okay, because you can still redirect your behavior. You can still go back and apologize. You can still go back and say, hey, on second thought, I'm sorry. I misspoke, right? Speak your truth. And then we have a whole new set of consequences, generally good ones, okay? Peaceful ones. This is bringing you into peaceful alignment, okay? Ooh, really? It's big work, okay? It's big work. Um, it doesn't have to be ugly and brutal, okay? It can just be And sometimes it's just like, oh my gosh, that time I scraped my knee, I made this belief that I can never do this, and this again. Like who knows, right? It can come from the smallest little thing. And all of a sudden, you have just given yourself so much emotional freedom and peace that all this potential opens up. And again, that strength, right? The strength to do this. I just, yeah. Okay. So as we go back to the overall, right? We are walking away from these things that no longer serve us. And I think that's why this is upside down like this is um yeah, we're turning them around. We're turning the old stuff around, just leaving it behind. And again, I think the lovers are speaking to the three areas, opening the heart in the three areas. Because remember, everything goes back to your heart, obviously, in love and relationships, but also in passion and purpose, right? My change makers here, my loves, okay? You empaths, you do everything from the heart. That's how you show up in the world. So it's going to be connected. And it's also going to be connected, obviously, to your spirituality and growth and the strength to do it, to do the hard thing. Let's just be honest. Living on autopilot is the easy way. It's the frustrating way, right? Because you're going to have the same results over and over and over again. Insanity, right? But you don't have to do a whole lot of thinking. You don't have to do a whole lot of work. You just have a lot of frustration. When you want to flip that, now you got to be intentional. You've got to be aware. You got to be willing to do the digging. But then all of a sudden, everything starts to open up. All right, we've got one more, our roomie card for our overall beautiful inspiration. I feel like the roomie cards are always so inspiring. There it is. Oh, I think we got two. We did. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Look how beautiful. Okay. So cosmic heart. The Rumi quote is, I have seen everything. I have no fear. I have the heart of a lion. Right here at strength, right? Down here at fear. I shine like Venus. And your guidance here is for life to work out with perfect synchronicity and generous grace. There's nothing you need to understand. You have been asked to bear darkness without losing hope for the return of the light. Here you are, still loving, still wise, ready for a love that is bigger than you have ever experienced. Yeah, well, that just nailed it, didn't it? Yeah. I really want to point out you don't have to understand. You don't have to understand. It's okay. That trust again. Faith came up, trust came up. Okay. It's the overall theme. And then we have from nothing to everything. And the Rumi quote is, oh, my friend, if you are longing to be written on, become a blank page. That is one of my favorites, I gotta tell you. So the guidance here is sometimes you are asked to surrender a fantasy because reality is knocking at your door. That fantasy is the stories you're telling yourself, okay? It is a divine paradox that reality may deliver what you have been fantasizing about in an unexpected form. The divine knows how it will work best. Let go with trust in your heart. The divine is guiding you from fantasy into the fulfillment of what you have imagined. Yeah, it gets to work out. It gets to be easy for you. Yes, I know I said you're doing the harder work. I don't want to, let me not say you're doing the more intentional work, right? Which requires a lion heart. Not that it's harder, because again, that frustration of the same thing over and over again is really hard. So it's not that it's harder, it's more intentional. It requires you getting out of autopilot. Yeah. Okay. But it's going to open things up for you from nothing to everything, opening the heart. You don't have to understand, trust. Yeah. I feel like this is going to be a really magical month for you. Okay. You have got this. I see you. I love you. I believe in you. And if you would like the ongoing support of the daily affirmations, text to you based on all of the energy that we are working through every day, some ongoing motivation and support. I have the information in the comments or in the description. Come join us. We'd love to have you there. All right. Mwah. Have an amazing month.